welcome everyone to another SFF Speak Out, and today I'm focusing on the basketball season, which has been really good so far. It's been great to have it back. Now, of course, I'm going to get into my early season MVP picks later, because who doesn't love to talk about the MVP argument, especially after the riveting MVP battle we had last year between James Harden and Russell Westbrook, which came right down to the wire. But before I do that, there is a few things I want to say. We've seen a lot of guys go down early in the season, most notably Gordon Hayward and Jeremy Lin. But at the end of the day, any athlete, no matter the team, no matter how big a name they are, we're always sad to see a guy go down like that. We wish all these guys the best with their recoveries. Keep working hard and you'll get back to it. And we'll soon see them back to that level that we expect, hopefully. So we're wishing them all the best. Now, you may have heard the trade rumours surrounding Eric Bledsoe. So I thought I'd give my opinion on this. Now, I feel like Eric Bledsoe is an all-star level point guard. He's a brilliant player and really could easily make the all-star game if it wasn't for how stacked that West team is. It's almost impossible to make the point guard position, or any guard position for that matter. It just seems like there's a ton of guys waiting in line that are deserving of all-star nods, but when you've got guys like James Harden, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, who's I guess is a forward but can fill that guard role as well, it's almost impossible to get a guard position. There's just a few names that I can think of off the top of my head. You've got a number of guys who are all-star worthy, in my opinion, like Bledsoe. Damian Lillard is another one, big name, who seems to be snubbed a lot. Mike Conley is a brilliant point guard as well. Definitely, I would say they're three in particular all-star caliber level players. Now, I also think another reason Bledsoe is slept on sometimes is he is on a poor Suns team. But this speaks to the level of player he is. He's playing so well despite not having the best supporting cast around him. So I think he'll be a real asset wherever he ends up. I would really personally like to see him go to the Pelicans. I think this would be great. It would give another big team in the West. Now, I know they have Rondo and they have Holiday, but I think it would be really interesting to see him teaming with Boogie and AD. They could be a really powerful and dangerous big three to watch out for. Having said that, there's a lot of other teams interested in him. I think it would be interesting to see him go to the Knicks. Having said that, that may be because I'm going to see them later this year. If you don't know already, I live in the UK, so that's going to be a great opportunity for me to go out and see them, so I'd love to see him play. But at the same time, I don't know if he's the best fit there, because I think they're rebuilding, and although he can do well for them, I think he'll do well for their organisation, much like he's done for the Suns. I think it would be interesting to see him on an actual contender team, and I think he deserves that much for the effort that he's put in with the Suns organisation. Now, he claimed that him saying don't want to be here was about a hair salon. The Suns don't believe him, and they're looking at trade options for him now. Now, another big thing is Lonzo Ball's had a very up and down start to his career in the NBA. We saw him got bossed by Patrick Beverley. Now, that is a first-team all-defensive player who works hard all the time to get in your face, get in your grill and make it tough for you. So hats off to Patrick Beverley. We all know he's a great defender. Having said that, Lonzo Ball came back the next night, had a really good game, and then last night he had a really rough game with his shot. Now, if you ask me, a lot of people say different things about his shot, and really let me know your opinion on what you think about his shot below, his shooting style, his shooting form. And also, whilst you're at it, tell me where you think the best fit for Eric Bledsoe will be. Now, personally, I think someone needs to sit down with Lonzo and not change his shooting form, because that's his shooting form, it always will be. But perhaps find the fundamentals of his shot and fine-tune them so that he really has an elite shot, because at the moment it doesn't seem to be working for him, albeit 3 games into the season, so plenty can change. Now, the Lakers have got a really good young roster, and I think they have a lot of potential for the future. We've seen that with Kuzma. Ingram on his day is a good player, and I know he works hard, so I'm sure he'll get it. He's just had a bit of a rough start to the career, but we know what he's capable of. You've got Jordan Clarkson, another good player. There's plenty of talent on that roster. I think Lonzo Ball's such a big name, and he is playing well. He just hasn't found his shot yet. And like I say, I don't think he needs to change it altogether. Some people will say, yeah, he's got to change it. It's an ugly form. And whilst it is an ugly form of shot, that's his shot, and if it goes in, it goes in. But at the moment, it's not going in, and that's where he might need to strip it back to the fundamentals, have a coach sit down with him, and really fine-tune it so that he can keep that style, but it's elite. Now, finally, my early season MVP picks. I think we're going to have another great race for the MVP. So if I had to pick one from the East and the West, I'm going from the West, James Harden. He has been brilliant so far for the Rockets, leading that team, even after Chris Paul went down. He's taken that leadership role that we've seen him do many times. And I also feel like this could finally be the year he gets it. He's deserved it, in my opinion, at least once already, if not twice. He should have got it twice, or at least once rather, and he could have had it twice. You know, I feel like he was deserving both years, so this might be the year he finally gets it, and I think it would be well earned at this point. Now, another one who is a player who works so hard and has been getting better year by year, and it's been waiting to happen for him to push his name into that MVP race, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, we know he's a great player. He's, like I say, been improving year by year, and this is finally the year that he's taken his game to that next level and pushes himself right into that MVP front. Now, I know he was in it a bit last year, but I mean fully at the forefront of that race. So I see these two going at it, much like Harden and Westbrook last year, and really having a really good race down to the end. Albeit this is 3 games into the season, but I can see that being the storyline of the season, if you like. And you can never forget LeBron James as well. He's always a name that's worth throwing in there. In my opinion, he will always, as long as he plays, be in that MVP conversation, just because of how a great player he is and how he impacts his team, how he elevates their game. But these two guys have both shown they're capable of that as well. Harden has shown over the years that he can lead a bad team, and Giannis as well. We've seen the crazy statistics leading his team in all categories. There's no doubt that he can lead his teammates as well. So I think it should be a really interesting race this year. So also let me know that in the comment sections. Who's your pick for MVP so far, and who do you think it will be at the end of the year? I know a lot of people early on also had Kawhi Leonard in the conversation. So where does he factor in for you? Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you as always for listening.